Hey everyone, Steph from Bucket here. I want to run you through an example of how our system works and why you might use it. So we've got these little mini buckets that we love to give out as business cards because they're very cute and they have our QR code on the bottom. One of the problems that we have in 3D printing is, of course, they don't always come out right. So it's a great use case for our own system. So we have a CAD model of this, which is, as you might imagine, pretty simple. It's basically a cylinder, and then we have our really complex geometry is really down here. We do that in a different material to make it a nice color. And what we do is we take this CAD model in, we run it through our cloud-based data generation pipeline where we're simulating both good parts and slightly different versions of good parts. Think, maybe you get mildly different texturing because you bought a different type of ABS this morning. And the not so good parts of, what if there's flash, what if there's weird tears, what if parts are missing, and we combine that with running them through a bunch of different lighting and camera parameters and various different environments and backgrounds. Did you take the picture with an iPhone 12? Did you take the picture with an IMX 417? We use that data depending on the complexity of the part. Will generate between 5,000 and say 25,000 images. For this part, you need fewer images because ideally it looks the same from all directions. When you rotate it, it's really only this direction where anything changes. So let's look at this one. Oh, that looks pretty good actually. And then we have, another example part would be this guy. It's that one's a little iffy, especially around here. I think I'd be happy to hand that to a customer, or potential customer, I should say, but it's not my proudest print. And then we've got the really egregious example of a defect would be this bucket here. You can see it's got that tear on the top. In injection molding, rather than 3D printing, that will usually happen when you've got ejection issues where you're trying to push something out of the mold that's stuck in there because you've got something weird happening thermally and it's just really in there and you get those tears. So for our models, what we do is once we have the model generated, we export it out and then we can run it on something like this. So this is a Jetson Orin Nano. You hook that up to our weird little test stand. I want to apologize for how bad this cardboard is, but actually I love it. This is just a little Raspberry Pi camera that we use as a test setup because we want to support hardware that's really nothing special, right? You hook this guy up, which costs about $400, to this camera that costs about $50. I think that's a 12 megapixel camera, which is way overkill for our little buckets. That would work for a part that's much larger. And that's all the hardware you need. Nothing super fancy. The cost is low. We can run at really low latency. So if you're injection molding, you're putting out 8 of these guys at a time from your mold, we can handle that pretty easily. So yeah, that's been a quick overview of what our system is and why you might use it. Thanks.